Okay, they said it was going to be pouring rain, but it doesn't seem like it, which is fortunate. I gotta do some tests with the camera too. Apparently I was doing something completely wrong with the night settings and all that. And with that, man, what did I read today? How about this first one, which is kind of interesting. What happens if an authority figure confiscates a drone? What do they do with it? For example, do they keep it and use it for themselves? Do they sell it off at some kind of auction? Well, this one here anyways, in this instance, they say they use it as target practice. This one says, seized Chinese drones become shotgun targets for US Special Ops. Hundreds of Chinese-made drones once destined for destruction will be flown and shot down in a SOCOM effort to fast-track counter-drone tactics. A lot of people are probably saying, just give it to me. It says more than 500 Chinese-made drones confiscated by the state of Florida under a controversial edict were headed for the incinerator. But an elected military initiative has saved them from the flames. Some of them will now be hunted like ducks with shotguns. The small quadcopter drones will be handed over to the U.S. Special Operations Command, an elite part of the military known as SOCOM, with headquarters in Tampa, Florida. They'll then be used for target practice by shotguns in a 3-day competition next month. The events are intended to inject urgency and creativity into America's efforts to catch up in the global drone wars. What would you think about that? I'm just thinking in terms of, let's just say, training and stuff like that, shooting it with shotguns. Don't you basically get the same skill, for example, just shooting any other object besides a drone? The little difference if you're using something that's specialized to go against drones, for example. Well, I thought actually this was kind of interesting, as apparently I guess the FBI in the US was actively seeking, for example, people to manufacture and supply things like fiber optic cables for things like drones. Like you can see in this contract opportunity here, it says UAS controlled via fiber optic cable, and it's by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You won't be learning much, I guess, until someone actually claims it, because as you know, in a lot of places, for example, especially where there's war, they're saying these tethered drones are making it a lot harder for those drones to get hacked and all that. So who knows what will come out of that? And with that thought, in terms of drones and regular consumer ones, DJI still dominates in most parts of the world. But as you know, in the US, it sounds like they may be banned in terms of selling their drone products and all that. And with that, there's so many posts and advertisements online about Black Friday, and actually people saying, get the DJI drones before they're banned. Like this one says, beat the DJI ban over Black Friday, get the best ever price on the DJI Mini 4K at Amazon, and so forth. And why this got me to think is, one, if you buy this and it gets banned, let's just say later on down the road in general, would that actually be a good Christmas gift per se? Or at the same time, the other funny thing I was thinking about, since this is a Black Friday related topic, you still have to be wary about people saying this is a Black Friday sale. And I thought this was such a great example where you can see, for example, there's this one product that was selling, I guess, a lot online. It says it was the #1 bestseller. It's some kind of walking vibration pad. And you can see it says the Black Friday deal, 78% off, $175. The original price according to this was $799.99. I mean, just looking at that, I'm thinking there's no way that was the regular price, right? And sure enough, when you look at the price history of this product, it seems like it was floating around at about $289.99, where the sale price has dropped to $175.99 at times. But this is the thing with sales, and let's just say Black Fridays in general. A lot of companies, they inflate their prices to make the sale sound great. So you as a consumer will say, oh, what a great deal, gotta buy it now. But you gotta be a little bit more careful when you're shopping like this. Do your research, don't just rely on the signs and so forth, huh?
That's real.
I'm just gonna take the edge off this. Ideally, the color I want, it starts black, then gets hot, then it goes red. And so I was working very hard, and at the end of the day, the guy training me said, "Oh, by the way, you shouldn't hold your hammer so hard. Warm me up the metal." Yeah, I'm gonna make it soft. So this is gonna go quickly. So, because it's so hot, it's really soft. And really easy to turn. It's impurities. We don't like it. We just clean it off. Now I'm gonna have to heat the other end. So he goes back to his boss, the bishop, and he says, "Okay, I know you said no last time. Of the people, and it's a shepherd's crook." And the bishop, and I hope he knew this guy was desperate.
Alright, see you guys later.